You're listening to Heather's Do Vegas. Join your go-to duo for all things celebrity gossip, reality TV reviews, fashion tips, and of course, all the inside scoop on Sin City.
Hello and welcome to Heather's Do Vegas. I'm Heather Ashley.
I'm Heather Nichole. Welcome to May in Vegas. We are enjoying the under 100 temps. It's been really nice.
I know, I'm excited. So nice. It is, summer is upon us.
I've only laid out 3 times. Don't tell Heather.
You got a lot of work to do.
I know. It just hasn't been that warm. I'm not mad.
Well, it's about to get there. I think we're going to have our first 100-degree day on Thursday,
That's
according to
disappointing.
Fox 5 News. Well, Memorial Day is upon us. And, we've both been like busy doing all kinds of different things. So,
Mhm.
I mean, catch me up. Like, what's been going on with you the last few weeks?
I've just been going to different restaurants and different concerts. Enjoyed, straying from rock and roll. I've seen some people that I've always wanted to see, like Babyface. And if you guys haven't seen Babyface, he wrote most of the songs from the 90s. He does sing all those songs. I highly recommend it. That's what everyone said before I went. I looked it up. I saw Brian McKnight. I've tried a couple new restaurants.
What
So it's been
restaurants did you
fun.
try?
I tried Hassalon at Venetian, which
What
means living room.
it means what?
Living room.
Living room. Interesting. What's the cuisine?
It is eclectic. I don't know if I'd pinpoint it. It's meant to be family style, but all the dishes were kind of different. And to me, it kind of looked more like a Transylvania type vampire, like a den, than a.
Okay.
Not my living room doesn't have, creaky paneled stone walls and candelabras, but maybe other people's do. I don't know. It was nice. And it's also really interesting. It's in the front of Palazzo and it's right next to, I saw the bridge for the Sphere, and you got to keep in mind when there's a Sphere show, they're going to charge you to park no matter what, and it's going to be full of people walking. It's directly next to the bridge, the entrance to the restaurant.
Okay, interesting. Is it a new space or did it replace something?
I think they said it was an Italian place, which didn't know. I wasn't familiar with the place it was before.
Okay, cool. You recommend it?
I'm not a fan of family style. We thought the food was really good, but when I order a dish, I want it set in front of me rather than in the middle of the table.
Mm-hmm.
So
What other places? You said you tried a few new places. Anything else?
I went to the taco place at Durango and ate. Why am I drawing a blank on that one? The Mexican place, which I thought was really good.
Oh,
The
the
street
restaurant
tacos. The
or the
restaurant,
one
yeah.
in the food court or the
No,
restaurant?
the restaurant, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, I ate there too. I'm trying to remember the name. It's really cool inside though. It's a great
Yeah, it
vibe.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Awesome. Yeah, I was in Denver last week for my niece's high school graduation, and you know, it it like packing for you know for another location, for another city where you have to kind of downplay your Vegasness, and I'm calling my mom like, what are you going to be? What are you packing? What are you wearing? You're looking at the weather, but this city in particular is much more low key than my wardrobe is. So
I
I
get
have
it.
to really I have to be really careful.
When I went to Charleston, I was
Yeah.
like, let me pull out all the blue and white and wear that.
Yeah. So that was, and then of course, even once I get there, I'm still like, there's a few, pair of boots that are, too high, too cute. I mean, just nobody is wearing anything remotely um, cute or stylish or fun or I mean, sorry, Denver. I love you. You
It
are
would
a
be hard
fan.
to move to one of those cities.
Yes.
We would have a short list.
Yeah, I mean, I would need a completely new wardrobe from the North Face, if I if I moved there. So, yeah. Yeah. But and then the weather was wacky, wacky, wacky. It's sunny, gorgeous 1 second, and then it's hailing the next. It's really all over the place. Whereas right now for us, this is like one of the best times of the year because we're just below 100 degrees. It's just perfection. This is like some of the best weather times. So I hate leaving town in the month of May, because this is one
Yes.
of our best weather months.
But speaking of perfection, I also tried the Pepper Club, which I know is on our list forever. Even though I had a reservation, there was a wait. The food was phenomenal. It's super cute and they're very small. It's kind of hidden away at a boutique hotel, but we were able to walk down the street. There was a or ice cream shop a block away. In the ice cream shop, there was a speakeasy. And there's a bunch of
Yeah.
little places that have popped up that have like, divine fur coats that are just
Mhm.
you would have died, and amazing earrings, and then all the vintage stores are one more block over.
Mhm.
So it was just, too hot during the summer to do that, but it
Yeah.
was wonderful.
What did you order for brunch? You did brunch at Pepper Club?
Yeah. I
Okay.
did one of the salads and it was just amazing. I think my
Mhm.
cousin tried some too, and we almost ate the whole thing. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. I always see that French toast. They always have this French toast with
Yeah.
like lavender icing or whipped cream or something. Looks
They were
amazing.
very busy. The food was
Yeah.
very good. So it's one of those places where you got to be prepared to,
Yeah. Did you have a reservation?
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I know,
So
on
it's
my
all black
list.
inside. It's very cool.
Okay. Cute. I know. I want to check that out. All right. Okay, we're all caught up. Pop culture, there's a lot going on in the world.
There
And
is.
since I know we haven't had a chance to talk about the Diddy case, that started, I think it's in week 2 now, and some interesting things have been coming out about it. Anything, that stood out to you? Any exciting highlights?
It is going to be the summer of trials, okay? Because we got Karen Reed going on and Brian Koberger
Mhm.
coming up. But I am like beyond floored. The first day of testimony, I told you I was convinced that nobody would say anything, and they have let everything come out. I was so convinced no one would say anything, and that is not the case.
Yeah.
They are sharing, and it is messy, and it's far worse than anything that has come out prior to now, and you just feel so bad
Mhm.
for everyone that was involved.
Right. So they've had Cassie Ventura, the
Mm-hmm.
former longtime girlfriend. So she just finished her testimony. Then they had the gal that was one of the dancers, performers in Danity Kane, I
Mm-hmm.
believe. But as far as I know, they haven't like rolled out any other celebrity names that have been involved. Although I think she did this gal, I can't remember her name though, the one that's been testifying currently. She did say that she saw it was Usher and Neo were at some event or party that she was discussing, but she was saying they were there. She wasn't implicating them in anything, but then again, what does that mean? There's a lot of celebrities that are going to be around in, these settings. So,
It also doesn't directly correlate what they're testifying to and the charges he received, because I think it's all going to come down to consent, right? That's because it's hard to get someone to say firsthand that what he did
Mhm.
was on record without consent. So it's going to be very interesting. I haven't read how long they think it's going to go, but it is. I'm still shocked. I'm
Yeah.
shocked. I don't think any names will come out. I'm still going to say that, but still shocked.
I thought this was funny. He had a drug dealer that was, I think Cassie testified that he had a drug dealer named One Stop,
Oh, I
and
didn't see
he
that.
he would carry a plethora of drugs in this Louis Vuitton vanity bag, and he even would have like Plan B in it. They say,
Look, I couldn't get past the point where they said that he liked the baby oil heated. he would go through full-size bottles. If there was part of you that was not glistening, he would make it you reapply it. So I can't even imagine what that cleanup was for the various hotels that he stayed at, or
Oh, I
why he
know.
would even do that at a hotel.
Oh, I know. Right. Why? I know exactly. Ooh, he did not get that deposit
There's so
back.
much risk involved with every
Yeah,
single person was somewhat complicit. I don't know.
I know. Crazy. Lauren Sanchez, she has been out and about getting ready for her upcoming wedding. Have you seen some of these pictures of her? She's been out with her girl squad, Kim K, dining in Paris.
Yeah, I
So
saw her
she's,
with Katy
yeah,
Perry. I saw
Katy
Katy
Perry.
Perry was just here. She was being heckled by someone in the crowd, and he was like, I DM your man. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna have you removed. Like, she actually stopped and talked to him, like yelled at him. I was like, Katie. Hmm.
So did you catch the Cannes Film Festival
I
and
mean, I've been
all the
watching the
fashion?
fashion. Yeah, it's like a muted version of the Met Gala.
Hmm.
The Met Gala was very interesting. That it seemed like most people this year stayed on trend with that masculine suit vibe,
Hmm.
which I thought everyone. I really loved Kim K. I thought she looked great in that black leather number.
Yeah,
But
interesting. Yeah, there's quite a variety, I felt, of fashion out there. They instituted a no nudity or voluminous outfits like
yeah,
long trains.
mm-hmm,
I don't know. Did you see Heidi Klum had an extremely long train? I love the dress. It was gorgeous, that pink
mm-hmm.
situation. But I mean, she just said F you, Cannes Film Festival.
I mean, if you got a dress and you have it fitted to you, what are you gonna do? You can't, buy off the rack.
That's right. Those are probably dry clean only, though, don't you think?
I would do it for that. I'd be like, bring this $50,000 Versace to dry clean only.
This is kind of a weird one. Sonia Morgan from Real Housewives of New York, formerly, she's had two really strange incidents recently. She was in New York and then also in, I think, Palm Beach or Miami, where she claims she was invited by a restaurant to dine in probably exchange for posting, giving them some kind of social media promotion, and left. According to the restaurants, they said that, she just left, like dined and dashed, and that authorities were called. And in a weird twist, the last situation where she was in the Florida location, there was a woman who fell. They called an ambulance, but then somehow Sonia got hurt and ended up in the ambulance. But it's just like the strangest thing. And she says she's getting duped. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think she's just like off her rocker or
Yes,
what?
in my mind, do I think being a reality star gets you a reservation? Yeah, but did I ever think that all those meals were comped? No. How does that benefit the restaurant? It doesn't. I mean,
But
I
if
don't
if
know that.
she's posting or doing a story or to her followers, that's some good promotion.
I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me that you would, I'd have to see a check-in before I'd go comp that meal, wouldn't you? Like a check-in on Instagram before I'd go comp it?
Yeah. Well, I guess one of her checks was her tab was like a grand.
I mean, all those ladies like Jill and Bethany, they all moved down to Palm Beach. So
Mm, yeah.
must be pretty fun there. I think the
It must
walkability and
be.
the weather's a
Yeah,
huge game
I
changer.
agree. In the Housewives world, tell me what you know. The next franchise coming up is going to be Rhode Island, Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Have you been hearing any buzz? Do you know anything about it?
No, and I've been clicking on a lot, and a lot of like, the latest will come up, and I have not seen even a promo for that. I just don't
Mhm.
know what you would do in Rhode Island, like pick apples, paint house.
Yeah, I I'm expecting from just a little bit I'm hearing of other reality show, talk heads saying is that it's just going to be like a lot of like old money establishment type ladies, which I think it'd be kind of fun. Um, so I'm here for it.
I'm here for the boomers, the Real Housewife boomers. They're just not the same as the millennials, right? The
Yeah,
boomers will just don't change their mind. Give me the Grand Dame all day.
right. I know.
You're not
Love
going to change her
her.
mind.
I know. Oh, Love Hotel. Oh, I'm really sinking my teeth into this one.
I have thoughts on this. If you watch the show and kind of read their body language, not in connection with what I told you about the reports on Shannon that came out, in my opinion, only one of those four women is open to romance. Let's see if we're on the same page. Who do you think is actually open to romance?
I think Ashley.
Yes, and the rest of them are completely closed off to it. You can tell by the way they talk to the men. You can tell by the way they
Mhm.
sit. Luann's open to other things. But that's why she's got to teach, always be closing with the countess. But those women are not coming out with boyfriends.
Yeah.
They're not.
Oh, I know. I know. Yeah, I wish they would have picked maybe a fifth because it was four of the ladies, right? Maybe a fifth one. And then I just feel that for Ashley, even though she seems to like the older men and she jokes about it, she was married to one, she keeps going for the one younger guy, and that really seems more of her speed. And
Yeah.
she looks kind of ridiculous with these older guys. I mean, when she was kissing the one guy, it looked gross. I mean, I was like,
Yeah, she
ugh.
said the younger guy's a
Oh,
better kisser too.
I would imagine so. But and then did you hear the one guy that was with Luann when they were sitting there on their after they were on the ATVs or doing that adventure date, and he was telling the story about his dad in the restroom, and some guy said to him that he has a arm of the
I
baby.
saw that. Yeah,
Think about that for a second.
I'm not impressed. I am not impressed. Not only that, but I also am not happy with the fact that it's coming out like a year later.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
like
too
that
long.
either.
I know, that's way too long.
I don't know what
Um,
Bravo's doing. I mean, I've
yeah,
read all this scandal with New York not coming back, so we'll have to see what happens with that.
I hear everything. They are. Andy, I was just watching a Watch What Happens Live, and he said
They're working
they're
on it.
they're coming back. They're actively casting, but that it is coming back.
We'll have to see. Hold on, I'm plugging in my earphones. We're gonna die now. I mean, I have you.
Atlanta,
Oh yeah, Atlanta. That is the
Atlanta,
highlight of my week.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. Whew. Those ladies are. What are you
Aside,
thinking of Drew and her divorce, Portia? That clear something up for me.
mhm,
I'm confused every episode. Was Portia actually married to Dennis, the
I
hot
don't think
dog
so.
guy?
I
So
don't
who
think
is she
so.
getting divorced from?
Simon, the other girl's ex-husband that's no longer on their Fallon.
Okay. Okay. All right. I feel like I maybe I skipped a season because I don't remember Simon.
Her confessionals are so funny though, man. And then when you factor Cynthia in there, it's just so entertaining. And they have quite the range on the ages on that one. They've
Mm-hmm.
got Gen Z boomers and millennials.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
they
just got
do.
a different variety of complaints, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
so entertaining.
Who's your favorite?
I mean, it's always going to be Portia. I think she
Mhm.
was on our top 10. I don't think we saw anyone from outside of Marlo. I think Candy. We met Candy,
Mhm.
and then Phaedra. Her confessionals are just as funny.
I know. So she's finally going to come in
This
on the
next
next
episode, yeah.
episode. Yeah. Okay. Been like waiting with bated breath. I know. All right. Yeah, it wasn't like a super exciting this past episode, just kind of moving all the storylines along, but I think it'll be fun with once Phaedra gets in the mix here. I saw Summer House, they revealed their reunion looks. Did you catch that?
I mean, it was like pastel sheets. They were
I know.
very dripped on them. I mean, it's very on brand for them. But I do have some thoughts on the summer house fashion as of late.
Hmm.
I thought the sleep party, that those outfits with the sleep mask tops, that was one of the cutest parties I think I've seen on Bravo. Where so they'd made a trampoline into a bed. It must have been a bed theme, and they had the custom made where you have an eye mask and it was their bikini top,
Okay.
and then it had a big bow in the back. I just thought that was one of the cutest outfits, and they really go hard on their themes on that show.
Yes, they do.
It was so cute. But on just as much as I love that look, Wes's blonde mustache drives me insane. It drives me insane. Jesse actually said to him on the last episode, he goes, "You got a nice face. Why are you covering it with that mustache?" And it is a full 2 shades lighter than the rest of his facial hair. I just look at that and I just want to go, onto my screen. I want to see what he looks like without that.
I know, right? It's too funny.
Do I think that Jesse and Sierra have hooked up? I do.
Okay.
From what I've read online, that is becoming quite the scandal
Mm.
because there's screenshots or receipts from all three parties, Jesse, Sierra, and Lexi. Whoo! I think Lexi already quit for next year.
Oh gosh. I don't think she really brings anything. Does she? Am I right or am I wrong? I don't know. The Valley. All right. All right. I gotta chime in on this one. Because some things really stood out to me in this episode now that I'm calling it the Jax factor. So now Jax he's in rehab as of this past episode. And it's been interesting to see the personalities and the dynamics of some of the other cast members change without him there. And this is, I mean, it's normal, right, for this to happen. But like Luke, I mean, the poor guy, he was scared of his own shadow. And now he's, leading the little circle group. He's, doing all these things. I mean, he's really like come into his own and starting to establish himself. And, the Brittany of it. Like, it's nice to see her without him around,
Yeah.
without Jax around.
Yeah.
And kind of, see her in a different light. And then the Jesse of it. So this is where, I mean, I feel like Jesse is a polarizing character.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he's starting to step into the Jax role. He's starting to be, is he the number one guy in the group?
Yeah. And I mean, I can't tell if he's going to redeem himself at all because he's got a lot redeeming to do, but he owns some of the stuff on Andy, but not a lot. It's really
Mhm.
hard to tell what direction that's going in.
Yeah. Are you liking the show in general?
Yeah, I mean, I find it
Mm.
entertaining. I actually heard some tea about it. I heard that, and this would make, if once you hear this, it makes some of the relationships make a little bit more sense. They said that the way that Janet met Kirsten and the group is she won a fan contest. So that's how she originally met them.
I heard on Heather McDonald, who hangs out with some of them, that
Mm-hmm.
she was actually friends with Sheena. That's how she got into the group.
Mm.
That Janet was, somehow, at some parties or, circles mixing and befriended Sheena. And that's
Well,
how she got into it.
get Sheena and Lala on there because they need to pay their mortgages.
Yeah. Oh, so wait, they have two mortgages at
I know
least.
I know.
They have two homes as far
Whatever
as
we
I
gotta
know.
do to see Brock's eyes.
I know. Oh, wait a minute. You think he'd probably be a BravoCon with those guys?
One can only hope.
Um, this episode of Heather's Do Vegas is sponsored by Valley Girl. Valley Girl Store is an online trendy apparel store founded by a true San Fernando Valley native, born and raised during the iconic 80s in the heart of the San Fernando Valley. The owner created Valley Girl to celebrate and promote the unique culture known worldwide as the Valley. Valley Girl offers trendy apparel for women, men, and kids, stylish accessories for everyone, including your furry friends. And of course, unique gifts like wine totes, yoga mats to display your Valley pride. Shop now at valleygirlstore.com. That's valleygirlstore.com. Oh my gosh. Have you checked out the new season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Yes, I did. I was watching that. That is just as entertaining as, the housewives themselves. Those girls are like, they must go to that Jay-Z hair salon and be like, nope, longer extensions, nope, longer still. But they're what a group of women where they genuinely don't like each other.
Mm.
Who is your fan favorite this year?
I have, okay, here's my confession. I've not started watching yet.
It's
I have
interesting.
been hearing, I'm gonna tune in. Yeah. I am. I'm hearing that it's better than the first season.
It
So
is
that
for
gives
sure because they all got mini glow ups, right? Because now they probably got. I was
Mhm.
gonna say stylists, but there's no way. Actually, I don't know if they might be getting their makeup done, but their parties are, they have
Mhm.
party planners this time.
Yeah,
Not that that matters.
they got a party planner. Was hearing that the girl Demi, who has the hot older
Mm-hmm.
husband,
Mm-hmm.
he was supposed to be the Bachelor.
Oh,
He was slated to have been the Bachelor. I don't what season, I don't know. But
I
anyway,
could see that.
so yeah.
That makes
All
sense.
right, I'm gonna check it out so we can chat about that more on another episode. But I was really I was wanted to text you about this, but I haven't saved it for the pod. Another Simple Favor. Did you watch it?
Yes, I have that in my notes right here. So here's my thoughts on that. I didn't like it,
Okay.
but was beyond floored that some of the same identical looks that Blake has worn on the red carpet, her character wore. She had that crystal dress with flowers with the red fluffy jacket was just stunning, and she had a similar version for the wedding scene in that movie. So clearly she gave direction to the costume designer for that movie,
Hmm.
which I
Yeah,
just thought was kind of unnecessary, honestly. I think that to me was her character was more like she seems in real life than what did you think?
I was mesmerized by the first. I loved the banter, the dialogue between all of them, all the characters. I loved the her fashion, her all of it. I was so into it up until about, halfway through, and then it just became this weird caper, and
And you're
it
you're like it's twin.
it
Oh,
just
it's
felt like
triplets.
right. And then this is yeah, right. It just got real goofy. So if they could have just ended it the way that it started, it would have been a cult classic. Otherwise, it's a
Yeah.
little bizarro. A little bizarro.
Let's have Blake stick to what she knows. She should do a styling show. She should have a styling something. That's her wheelhouse.
Yeah. No, and I love watching her be bitchy. I mean, it just was
And I'm always like,
there's
how many earrings does she have? She's got like 4 in this one ear, 6 in this other one, 10 rings on.
nothing better. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wait, so we have to catch up really quick because I saved something for you too for on the Karen Reed trial. Because
Yes, yes.
even though I love Karen Reed, I there's in my mind the easiest solution on that one is that she's guilty. But it's been really hard to kind of keep track of where they're going with what's been happening on a daily basis because nothing major has come out. But after the last time we talked, that day in court, they had a cell phone expert testify that the cell phone, it's his cell phone, never moved its GPS location from the front yard, and it dropped temperature at the moment right after her car noted an impact. It started to drop
Hmm,
temperature. I'm like, whoo, I don't know about him going in the house if the cell phone never went in the house.
interesting.
That to me was
Hmm,
kind of swayed my
yeah.
opinion even more.
Wow. And that was never brought up. I mean, according to
No,
the,
it's new information.
yeah, okay, yeah.
I have yet to see an
Oh,
accident recreation, but currently it's like they'll have someone leave the court. Same with the Diddy trial, and then they'll fight about what can be brought into evidence.
hmm.
Can you still hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
you're there. Interesting. Wow. I just was really dead set that she's innocent. I mean, I could be swayed, but that's compelling information.
There's too many things that would have to have happened for her to be all the way innocent.
Mm.
And I think the thing that is swaying your opinion is that Karen Reed thinks Karen Reed didn't do it. She is convinced.
Yeah, it's a wild case. I mean, it really is wild. I mean, we'll
I
see
think we
what
might have
happens.
that one. Brian Kohlberger starts in just a minute from now. And then Diddy going on at the same time as the Menendez get
I know.
resentenced. I'm like, these are all and Kim's been testifying too for her Paris robbery. I'm like, I
I
will
know,
just
nuts.
watch court TV all day.
Nuts. So much going on. Crazy. Oh my gosh. So, a little update because we reported on this in a previous episode about the Flamingo Go Pool. So, which is their new pool, 21 and over. Well, I was looking at booking something cabana daybed there for Memorial Day weekend, and you can go on the website and you can fully book a cabana or a daybed at their Go Pool. However, if you do a little bit of Instagram or TikTok research, there are videos posted just as of a week or so ago showing the Go Pool is a no-go for a little while. I mean, it would take a lot to get this pool up and running, which is a little confusing because yes, you could literally book something, but it's, buyer beware on that one. It doesn't
Mm.
look like it's fully open, so I don't know how they're handling that. Um, but I did also just want to pass along, we kind of touched on this before, but with Memorial Day weekend, this is definitely the best weekend, I would say, in Vegas to get a cabana in terms of a, investment that you're actually going to use it because the weather is still,
Yeah,
it's warm enough, but it's not so hot that it's stifling hot in the cabana that you're just in the water all
yeah,
the time. So you actually use the cabana because the
yeah.
worst part is you spend upwards of, pretty much, I mean, anywhere you go, you're up to $1,000 on a cabana
Hmm.
plus. And that's the low end, the lowest end. And you don't even go inside the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you're, spending thousands of dollars for your bag to sit in
But we
there.
did talk about that quite a bit last year. We kept saying, wasn't Memorial Day the last cool weekend? And then it like you added
Mhm.
20 like the very next weekend to the temperature.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even, once you get, Labor Day, it's
Still
still,
too hot.
still too hot. So, um, that's a pro tip from your Vegas girlies. This is it, Cabana weekend. Well, that does it for us. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, YouTube at Heather's Do Vegas.
Give us a like. Let's start a campaign for no blonde mustaches. Subscribe to us. Give us comments. Give us your feedback. We want to hear what you're doing in Vegas. We want to know if you're at the pools or the concerts. Lots going on.
Until next time, don't do anything
We want to do.